Are you kidding me? Both of these plants are planted at the same time and look at the difference.
Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, the amateur gardener, and my goal this fall is to produce enough leafy greens so I don't have to buy anything at the store. I mean, look at these. Who doesn't love leafy greens? I appreciate the knowledge you guys all have, so if I'm doing anything wrong, please leave a comment below. It'll really help me out. So today, I thought I'd go over how my seedlings are doing in the first 30 days and walk you guys through all the different experiments I have running under my grow lights.
Before I start talking about the plants, I just want to go over the dimensions of my setup. It is 24 inches wide, 30 inches high, and 14 inches deep, with 14 inches of clearance on each bunk. I have 4 grow lights on each level. I will link my video in the description that goes over how I chose my grow lights, but let's get back to the plants. In the back of the top bunk, I have my latest experiment running. These are mason jars that have a hydroponic basket in them filled with soil and a couple of Matador spinach seeds. I started these about a week ago, so they are going pretty strong, even have a few spinach seeds sprouting out. With this experiment, I had 2 main goals. The first was to learn about how much water is required to water my seedlings. For the longest time, I had to water my seedlings in the bathtub, since I would overwater them so badly. With this setup, I can see how much water drips to the soil and ends up being wasted. I look at this as a little drill to get better at watering your plants. The other goal is to try and grow spinach with as little soil as possible. I'm hoping that once the roots poke out of the hydroponic basket, I can add some water with hydroponic food into the mason jar so that the roots sticking out have additional nutrients to drink from. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried something like this, and if so, how successful were you? In front of the mason jars, I have my 12 Matador spinach plants. I planted these on August 18th and are doing extremely well. I had them on a box to prop them up so they wouldn't get as leggy, but removed that a few days ago since they've gotten so big. I chose this variety of spinach because of the large leaves, and botanical interests claim that they are heat tolerant. Not sure I believe them, but as someone who lives in Texas, I love it when a plant is heat tolerant. On the bottom shelf, I have my first seedlings of the fall gardening season. These are Paris Island romaine lettuce that I planted on July 28th. They have a strong green color, but are a bit smaller than usual. So yesterday, I created some hydroponic water and actually watered these seedlings with it. I have read a bunch of comments from Reddit threads claiming that this works better than your standard fertilizer, but we shall see. If anyone was wondering, I'm just using Fox Farms Grow Big hydroponic plant food. It is a 326, so maybe a tad low in nitrogen for a leafy green, but might as well give it a try. My other option was fish fertilizer at 511, but I don't want my office to smell like someone just microwaved fish all day. Now, let's all take a look at my pride and joy, Julius Caesar, my romaine lettuce crack key hydroponic system. If you are new to this channel, Julius Caesar has been the star of my shorts for the past week, and his name was chosen by my subscribers earlier this week. I'm just blown away that I started this plant at the same time I did my soil seedlings, and Julius Caesar is dwarfing those seedlings. This system was created from a thin seedling that I siphoned from one of my 12 romaine lettuce starter pots. Julius Caesar was actually from my second attempt at doing this, so don't get frustrated if you fail the first time. Once I had the seedling, I just cleaned off the dirt from the roots, then placed the seedling in a cloning collar. Placed the cloning collar in a mason jar that contained hydroponic plant food and a cloning cage. Now we have Julius Caesar. On the other hand, we have my failed crack key system. I think I had too much water inside the mason jar when I first added the seedlings to the system, so they didn't have any space to breathe. I did pour some water out a week or so ago, and they seem to be doing better, but it might have been too little, too late.
I hope you guys all enjoyed my fall garden tour. In next week's video, I will go over all the mistakes I made that were highlighted in the comments by you guys. So this should be a really fun video, so subscribe so you don't miss out.